Hi there, welcome back. How are you today? So we thought in the next 3 videos we'd walk you through the 3 beautiful courses that we have, the main ones that we have. In this one we wanted to talk about the forgiveness course first. So in this one it's really about feeling into yourself, and feeling into, do you feel stuck in your life? Do you feel like you're always caught up in resentment, in grudges, towards others? Do you find yourself at night, you're in your bed and you can't get to sleep some nights because of what this person said and of what they did? And you just, in your head, it just goes over and over and over. You just can't get off this. It's like a, treadmill, I guess, of resentment. It's just of unforgiveness. We just can't let it go, The main reason, when my team came to me and said to do the forgiveness course, I was such a yes. As soon as they said it, I was like, yes. Because for me, I was caught up in that for so long, over 20 years, easy, if not more. I'm trying to think how long now. I was just so angry with my parents, especially with my mum, for so long. Angry and resentful with my sister, for so long. And, to the point where in my mid-20s, I spent 7 years not talking to my mum. I'd see them calling and I just wouldn't pick up the phone. I'd be like, nah, nothing to do with you. And this resentment got to the point where when my daughter was born, I didn't even want them to come and see her. I didn't want my mum to be, you know what? It's like, because this person has caused you so much pain, you don't want them to do the same to your children. I felt like that for so long with my mum that, if I had children, this was before my daughter was born, for such a long time I had this fear that if I had children, she would make them feel the same. She would cause them the same pain that she caused me. And so there's this fear of, I don't want that person in my life because they're going to cause my children to feel the same, the same rejection, the same pain. And so that's the extent of unforgiveness. That's how far it goes, But the other thing too, you got to think to yourself, right? If you don't do anything about it, if you keep living the way you are, right? Do you not realize that this resentment that you have inside of you, this unforgiveness, affects everything around you? It affects your relationship with your partner. I remember those 7 years when I didn't want to talk to my parents with my husband, I'd be like, every time they'd call, I'd be in this state, in this agitated state of, and he would receive that energy. He would receive that. Your children, they pick up on all of this. They receive that energy when you're in resentment. It affects everything. Even if you're talking to your parents or whoever it is that you have these resentments with, these grudges, say you've got resentment with your brother or your sister, right? And you've just finished on a phone call with them. You've just had another fight. And then you go and talk with your children. Or you go and talk with your partner. How's that conversation going to come out? When you've got all this energy inside of you. Ugh! I'm so angry with them right now. You're going to take that out on your children. You're going to take that out on your partner. Because it's inside of you. This energy is inside of you now. The other thing I found too, that for me, unforgiveness felt like a prison. I didn't feel free. Because I'm caught up in all of this resentment, all of this anger towards these beings that did these things that hurt me. And so you create this prison and you don't feel free. I know, because that was me for so long. And that's why for me, this forgiveness course was such an important thing, such a beautiful thing that I was gifted. So this beautiful course was created with that in mind. Again, as we said before, why did we create the courses? I've only just been given that information to save time. Because the moment you get to the other side and you're able to forgive, there's this freedom within you now. You don't have to have your energy caught up in that anymore. Your energy is free for other things. I mean, look at all the beautiful things that happened for me after I got through that forgiveness, because for me it was the first thing. That's what your past is a gift was all about, and covered in yucky mucky mud. Both of those walk you through the forgiveness process. Not like this course, because as I did the course, more information has come through that's more recent, that's new, that they wanted to include, because I'm just following guidance. You know, I don't question. They say this is what they want next, and this is what we do. Well, this is what I do, because I'm the human that has to do it for them, if you know what I mean. But it's a team effort, you know, it's a collective effort. I'm usually the one doing it, but I'm not the one putting any input. I'm just, okay, like when I do the Reiki, this is the information, pass it on, there you go. You know, this is the information. Okay, create the course, create the book, create whatever it is they want. This saves time, because the moment you can forgive, the moment you've been through the process and you're on the other side of it, there's a shift in your energy. You have no idea how many times I've been in a Reiki course, Reiki session. I'm doing the Reiki. And as I look at the energy, I can't see the full energy flowing, because there are blockages. And those blockages come, many times, those blockages come from unforgiveness. There's something trapped there. Either this person can't speak, they can't say what they want to say to that person, or there's an unforgiveness in the heart. You know, it manifests in different areas of our body, depending on how it's affected us. That unforgiveness, that resentment that we have inside of us. So the beautiful forgiveness course, I was asked to break it up into 4 parts. So the first part, for some reason they thought was the most important, because I think that's where we're focusing all the time. Forgiving others. Because it's the others that we can't forgive that keep us trapped in this pattern, in this prison, if you like. So forgiving others is the first step. And it's such a big one that forgiving others shows up 2 more times in the course. Because the second module, so that's module 1, forgiving others. Module 2 is forgiving ourselves. Because there's so much that goes on. We hurt others and we can't forgive ourselves, right? So module 2 is about forgiving yourself in all the different ways that you can forgive yourself. Either you've hurt others or you've allowed others to hurt you. All this, it's all in there. Forgiving ourselves. The third module is taking action. Because for many of us, taking action is resolving it. It's resolved. You know, so many times I see, you know, when I've seen people pass from this lifetime to the next, I've seen the celebration and I've seen that person leave happy because their life was resolved. They didn't leave with anything unresolved. They're the biggest celebrations I've seen, you know, of a life well lived. So module 3, taking action, is about leaving nothing unresolved in this lifetime. And module 4 was extra tools, because we found as we finished, there was so much more information coming in. And the beauty of it is that each tool that assists helps you to shift your energy away from that. So much of our energy is trapped in that. And once we can move away from that, it is free. Free to talk to spirit guides, free to create something else. But we can't do that from this space because our energy is trapped in that. Only you can know if this course is for you. With each one of these courses that we will be talking about, you have to feel within yourself if it resonates with you. Now, I have seen this beautiful course and I have seen the energy shift when people have taken it to heart, and this is what they want. They want this freedom. you know what? I don't want to be angry with that person anymore. And I don't want to be angry with my mum anymore. And I don't want to be angry with my sister anymore. And I don't want to be angry with my brother anymore. I just don't want to have this resentment inside me anymore. I'm done with it. I am done. That was me. I was done. I was done, because it just gives you more of that. You know, staying in that doesn't free you from it. It gives you more of it. And yes, maybe it's serving your life purpose. You know, you came to have that experience. But there is so much more on the other side of it. So much more when you're no longer caught up in that. You know? So, my beautiful beings, it is up to you to see if it resonates with you, if this is something that, yes, you know what? It's my time. I don't want to spend any more time in resentment, in unforgiveness. It's my time to be free. If this is a huge yes for you in your heart, you know, I'll put the link below in the description. I'm also thinking of starting up a coaching session for these, because many times, like I said before, when you actually have, you know, when I'm doing the piano lessons and I can guide the student, you know, oh, look, you've made this mistake, correct it now. The sooner you pick it up, the sooner you can, you know, get that skill and move on. But there's also it's not only just the correcting mistakes. Sometimes it's teaching that person the quickest way to gain this skill. You know, the easiest way to practice, the quickest way to, because we've already spent so many years doing it. You know, this is the easiest, this is the fastest. Because we've had all this experience, we know. You know, so that's the beauty of having the coaching one-on-one as well, or coaching later will come in sessions. For now, the forgiveness course is on its own. You know, in there, you work at it at your own pace. But the beauty of having the one-on-one coaching, which I will be doing in the next couple of weeks with the forgiveness course, you know, each couple of weeks, because it's each fortnight, we have a one-on-one session and we catch up with, okay, where are you at this week? You know, I set you, it's like having homework. For those 2 weeks, these are the videos. This is what you need to do. You'll have a handbook, you'll have a workbook. These are the chapters I need you to read. These are the chapters I need you to work on in your workbook. I need you to complete these. There's an accountability that happens when you do coaching that you don't have when you have the online course. You have to be really motivated. I'm super motivated. If I start a course, you know, and I know that that's what I want, I go end to end. And I usually do it like I don't stop, you know, this is what I need to do right now. That's just my personality. But I know for many people, they need that person pushing along, you know, that, okay, what's next? What's next? Let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. Keep that momentum going. Not only that, but the beauty of having the coaching, is that I may be able to see things that you can't see. That might be obvious, you know, that, oh, do you realize, you know, that, you know, you're not looking at this and this is what you need to move forward, you know. But for me, many times it's not even me looking at it. I'm just listening, and I'm listening to what they say. You know, my spirit team will guide to pass on this information, to pass on, you know, it's usually them, because I'm very detached. I don't attach to an outcome, you know, for anyone else. I only know my path, like we said before. So I know that if you commit to the forgiveness course, that this is what you want to complete within the, say, 12 weeks that we set for the coaching. We want to complete it. We want to at least get to the end of it together. But each fortnight when we get together, and I'm listening to, okay, what you watched, what you listened to, how you're going with your journey, what's coming up for you, especially, I'm usually just sitting here in the flow. I'm allowing this space. And it's usually my spirit team that will tell me, okay, you need to say this. You know, I know when and when not to say something, but they will usually guide me. Oh, look, you really need to say this. This is what they need for their path, because only they can know. I don't have your information. So, my beautiful beings, this is what you would be walking into if you decided to do any of the coaching with me. You're not getting me, you're getting my spirit team. I'm just allowing, I'm the facilitator. I'm just opening up the space for you to have access to them. And then whatever comes through, you know, okay, this is what they want you to know. This is what they want you to have for this week, for the next couple of weeks. And the other thing that I love, that I, you know, for all the coaching that I do, all the courses that I do, you will always have videos throughout, so that in the time that we're not together in a session live, that I'm talking to you one-on-one, you will always have videos. You'll feel like you're always supported, is the word. I wanted people to feel supported all the way through, that they're not, oh, you know, for 2 weeks, you don't get to see me. Like the piano lessons, when I do my beautiful students, I see them once a week, but they don't see me for the rest of the week. They have to rely on, oh, have to remember what she said and practice that and then come back next week with what we did. I didn't want that for the coaching. I wanted people to have videos, you know, that you could watch videos throughout. And if something really resonated, you could watch that over and over. Because if it resonates, it's for your path. There's something there that your soul wants you to remember. Not all the videos will resonate. Some of them will be like, oh, this just doesn't feel right. It doesn't sound right. And that's all right. There's plenty in there. There's over 30 videos. So I'm sure there's more than enough that will resonate with you. So my beautiful beings, is it time to be free of this burden? Because unforgiveness is a burden that we put on our shoulders. Only you can answer that question. All right, my beautiful beings, we love you dearly. And remember, you don't get me, you get my team. You get a whole team, the whole 7. The magnificent 7, as it were. I love them dearly and I trust them with all my heart. We love you guys. Remember to click like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the messages. And we'll see you in the next one and we'll talk about the next course. Okay? Bye, guys.